I had to start off with a smile. Yes. I guess we're going to work with that. I don't know what's going on with my tripod today. It's on lean mode, but we here. We in this thing. So, happy Motivational Monday, everybody. Hi, Felisa. Hope everything is going well with you in real estate and everything. Listen, it's Motivational Monday. Hi, Wood. Oh, now old friend from Champagne I haven't seen in a while. Oh, there's Jeremy. So we on this Motivational Monday. What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everybody day going? Well, went because it's like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock central. Listen, I get it in where I fit in. It fits it in. You gonna phonetically spell it all the way out, Jeremy? That's my bro right there. He actually like is like a life coach, and he's younger than me. So shout out to Jeremy. But it's Motivational Monday. Always love to be here. This is like I have almost have like 80 episodes of Motivational Monday. It's crazy. But I've been doing this for 2 years consistently on Mondays. The other days, I love you too, Jeremy. The other days, kind of hit and miss, but this Motivational Monday, I always get it in. So, how's everybody doing? Drop it in the comments. How you all are doing today. How you feeling today? Are you feeling good, feeling great? You need some encouraging words today. Don't get off. Don't be afraid. This is a safe space. No judgments here. You know, life is tough, but you're tougher. How you feeling? Let me know. Drop a 1 in the comments if you're watching this live. Drop a 2 if you're new to my live, and drop a 3 if you're watching a replay. And I really appreciate it. So we're gonna get started. My name is Toria Howard, and I'm a real estate professional here in Memphis, Tennessee. But I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. So what up, though, to all my Detroit people? Love y'all. Love my city. Um, I also do financial literacy. You know, and business funding. But we're talking about life today because life be life in y'all. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's a lot of stuff going on. Um, what up, though? Shout out to my family right now as we're going through. Well, not me personally, in a personal inside thing, but we had a tragedy with one of our children in our family. It's unfortunate. So I'm sending prayers to the Holloway family. You know, my little cousin is fighting for his life right now, and he's going to persevere. And I know it's tough for, you know, my cousin. We are both around the same age. I'm 2 years older. Um, we're not as close as we used to be, and that makes me sad sometimes. But we had a conversation, and we said we're gonna do better. So we don't think we look about doing better. It's crazy how tragedy brings people together and bring people, to a realization that life is short. Well, I shouldn't say life is short, but we say that because that's a cliche thing. But we make life short because of the choices that we make a lot of times. And a lot of the young people out here are making a lot of choices that are making their life short. There's a lot of older people that are making their life short by the choices that we make. A lot of us know the right things to do. Even some of the, teenagers, they know what's right, but because of the temptation of how that wrong feels, it's always, it makes, that wrong feel good sometimes, you know how it is, so I just hope that, through it all, that everybody sees through this and become better people. So I just wanted to shout out my family first and foremost. But life is tough, but you're tougher, you know. And I know a lot of people are going through a whole lot, right now. I'm going through my own, things. And sometimes it can throw you off. It can throw you off of your game. It can throw you off, the path. It could take you away from your dreams. It could take you away from your passions. It can make you feel like you're not good enough. It can make you feel like you're not where you're supposed to be in life. It can make you feel, like you're a failure. It can make you feel like you're not worthy. All of these things that are self defeating, right? Because life will punch you in the face, the gut, the mouth, the everywhere, okay? And you have to be able to take the punches, be able to dodge some of them, you know, bob and weave through them things, and, persevere. So I'm a Christian woman, so I always go by scripture. So did I save this one? Oh my God. Okay, can you tell your father I'm doing my live? Uh, Text him for me, please. I appreciate it. Because I swear I put my phone on do not disturb, but evidently he can get through. So, yeah, I'm going to go with James 1 and 3 first. Knowing that the test of your faith produces patience, right? That's what James 1 and 3 says. And what I interpret from that is life is nothing but a test. And the test will reveal who you really are during times of adversity. As when you were in school and you took a test and you didn't prepare, you felt a sense of anxiety. You felt a sense of fear, not knowing of what the outcome was going to be. And sometimes you did better on the test than you actually thought. And sometimes you do really, really bad because you thought you was going to do really, really bad. So what is your response in that? Right? When you're taking the test and you know you don't know anything, what is your response? Do you calm yourself down and try your best? Or do you panic and just go and scribble down the answers? And that's a lot of times what happens in life. What is your response during the test? Your response is going to determine the outcome in life. You have to understand that. And a lot of times, I know I panic in a sense of adversity. I'm getting better at not doing that because in the times when things come at you really fast and you're not prepared, you tend to make wrong choices because you're panicking and not thinking of the solutions. So the thing is, what do you do in that time of test, right? What is your response? I know when I took my real estate exam the first time, I had to take it twice, transparent moment. And, you know, I studied. I didn't study as hard as I should have. And I didn't study the right things. I tried to shortcut it, right? With my studying. But in that room, I sat in there and I calmed myself down. And because I was an English teacher for so long, I knew how to decipher words. So I knew how to break down meanings of words in the question to find the answers in the answer choices. And that's a unique skill set. A lot of people don't have that. Now I still failed, but I didn't fail as bad as I thought I would. I missed the state by 8 points and then the national by 6. So when I went back the second time, I was prepared. And they don't like when you pass, you just pass. So I can't remember how, much I passed by or whatever. I was about to scream in there like, yes. But what if I would have went in there? I failed the first time, feeling defeated, feeling crushed. I worked hard, something like that. I worked hard, and then I just said, you know what? I failed. I don't want. I'm not going to do the real estate anymore. Is that perseverance? No, it's not. So when I went back in there the second time, I was still a little nervous, but I felt more confident because I prepared the right way. What I did was I looked at my test results. I saw where my weaknesses were, and I went back and studied those weaknesses first. I put a heavy emphasis on the weaknesses, and then I went back and studied everything else. So that's the thing. Like, how do you persevere through the test? When you fail the first time, do you go back and do it again? I know people that took the real estate exam 3 times before they passed. I had to take it twice. And if I would have prepared, though, the first time, the proper way, I would have passed it the first time. But because I wanted to shortcut it and study quicker, you know, that was the consequence. So sometimes the tests we're not prepared for, but what is your response during the test? Because panicking does not help you. Panicking only clouds your judgment. It doesn't make you see what are the solutions. And that's what I had to learn through adversity and things that are tough for me. How do I see through the struggle that I'm going through and I'm experiencing right now to see the solutions? And that's where a lot of times when tests come to us, we don't see the light in the tunnel, the light at the end of the tunnel, whatever the case may be. We only see the darkness. We only see the struggle. We only see what we can see, right? But in all actuality, you need to see past that so that you can figure out the solutions and which way to go. So another verse, Romans 8:18 says, "For I consider that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us." So suffering will happen. This is how I interpret it. Suffering will happen. We know that. However, it's the lessons learned and seeing through the pain to realize the glory. How do you see through the pain? A lot of people can't see past the pain. A lot of people are still struggling with that inner child. A lot of people are still struggling with the things that have happened to them in their past. Not even, as a child, but what happened to them as adults. Some people don't want to love anymore because they've been heartbroken countless of times. But it's all in your choices. Some people, don't want to interact with individuals because of what happened to them in the past. I know so many women who be like, I don't like women. I don't associate with women. I don't do that. All of that because of, the past, you know, um, situations that they've been in. I know people that like gave up on their dreams because, something came that's the suffering within it made them feel like this wasn't it. Think about The Pursuit of Happiness. Anybody see that movie? Drop a one in the comments if you've seen The Pursuit of Happiness. Because that man, I know Will Smith played the part, but that man went through so much struggle. Being a man, not being able to provide for his family, and all the things that went on through not being able to provide for his family, homeless, living from shelters, people stealing his stuff, trying to work through all these things, not making no money to go and still work for no money for opportunity. How many people would do that? How many people would work for free when they already in the valley? Like they're making no money, they're living in the shelter. Who else will go and work for free? That's a hard thing to do because you are supposed to be, especially for a man, you're supposed to be a provider. You're supposed to be the stronghold. You're supposed to hold down the family. You're supposed to be supporting the family. All those different things, all those different pressures on top of not making any money. Then you turn around and you have to work for free. But see, the thing is, it's not working for free. It's working for opportunity so that you can see better than what you're seeing right now. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't see past the struggle. You miss opportunities when you think of things in a sense of, I'm not getting paid for this, so I'm not going to do it. Now, I'm not saying get taken advantage of, but if you have an opportunity to be an apprentice, an intern, work with somebody that is in your industry that is doing it, and you have that opportunity, why not take it? Regardless of what your situation is in front of you, right? I don't mind working to get where I want to go. And that in the pursuit of happiness, his perseverance through his suffering was unmatched. I couldn't even imagine, especially that scene when they was in that bathroom and he had to lock that door and had to keep people out that bathroom in the subway so his son could sleep. You know how much sleep he lost? How much? I mean, I could even only imagine the mental struggles that was going on, the mental suffering that was going on inside for him to still outwardly, think forward and still go out and find opportunities. How many of us are in our comfort zone? We have shelter, we have food, but we have other things that are causing suffering, and we can't move past that because of what's going on. So, do you allow your suffering to bury you? Is the question. Do you allow it to bury you? Do you allow your suffering to bury you? Because either you're going to sit in it or you're going to come up out of it. What do you choose? Because suffering is going to happen because of, life be life and the decisions that we make. Bad things happen to good people. I know because, my cousin is experiencing that right now. And I feel her pain, you know, and as a mother. And I wish, she's stronger and than she ever could even imagine going through something like this. But she's suffering on the inside, but she's being strong for her baby, right? She's not letting the suffering bury her. A lot of people would have been and lost their minds or couldn't function, would been, they had to be, carted off or maybe even had a heart attack or something. But she persevered through that to know that she needed to be there for her baby. So, you know, how do you allow your suffering to bury you is the question. You can't, because you got to understand that suffering does not last always. You have to see through the pain to realize the glory in it. And that was a beautiful thing for my cousin to do. She saw the glory in the tragedy that happened to her child. How many people would have been able to see glory through with the suffering of your child that you can't do nothing about? And she saw something positive out of it. It was mind blowing to me. So, another scripture is Romans 5:3, right? Which says, and not only that, but we also glory in tribulation, knowing that tribulation produces perseverance. So for me, it means trials and tribulation form to see how you will persevere. Don't allow the struggles to throw you off the path. Always remember your why. When things come about, trials and tribulations in life and all of that, you have to go back to your why. You have to go back to why you're actually in the fight, in the pursuit of your dreams or whatever it is that you're pursuing. Because it may look like this for right now, or, you know, but it's not going to look like that. What do you see your life being like after the trials and tribulations are over? Because it's gonna end. It's going to end if you believe it's going to end. If you work through it and so that it ends. A lot of times people sit and wallow in their trials and tribulations and they stay there for so long that they feel like life is over, but they haven't made the decision to come out of it. Look at the children of Israel. They did the same thing. They was only supposed to spend what, like 2-3 weeks in the wilderness. Ended up spending 40 years. No, it's supposed to be 40 days. This was in 40 days in the wilderness, and then they spent 40 years because they could not see past the struggle that they were in that moment. I'm still trying to realize how, or figure out how they didn't see this when a whole sea just parted in front of you and you saw, Pharaoh and his people, die. by the hands of messing with you. I still don't understand how that part missed them and they stayed there. Cause I would have been like, look, y'all, you remember the Red Sea that parted and all them people fell in there that was after us? This not gonna last always. Right? They had came out of suffering, was about to go to the promised land, but because they could not see past what was in front of them, what was in front of them, they stayed there for 40 years. Some of them never saw the glory. Only two people saw the glory. I think that's what it was, the promised land. So are you going to sit and waddle in your trials and tribulations when you know there's a purpose inside of you, something that is put inside of you is supposed to be out here? And like Coach Ari said earlier today, just because you don't do it doesn't mean it won't be here. It happens all the time. How many times have you seen something or somebody have said, they had an idea or something like that, and all of a sudden they see it on TV, they hear about it, it's coming soon or whatever, because it was given to you, but it's not going to stay with you if you don't persevere through your struggles and your trials and get get there and do it, because it's supposed to be here. If it's implanted in your spirit and it's supposed to be for you, it's going to be for you. But like Coach already said earlier, it's not going God's not going to wait for you. He only can wait for so long because it's supposed to be here. I could say for myself, I always wanted to be the first Black woman to have her own sports agency and doing high dollar contracts. I wanted to be in basketball though, but I probably would have tapped into football because I ended up loving football at I'm basketball is my first love, but I ended up I have a love for football. It's my second. So I wanted to be the first Black woman to have her own sports agency, right? I was gonna be an entertainment lawyer, work through that, make my contacts, my connections through that, and then have my own sports agency. And I was gonna be writing big dollar contracts for people. That's what I was gonna do, negotiating contracts. And guess what? I didn't do it. And guess what? Two other Black women did it. I had this dream when I was 13 years old. I'm just talking about me. And it happened. So I'm 42 now. So you think God was gonna wait for me to figure it out? From 13 to 42, over 30 years. Just saying. Well, 30 years, a little under 30 years. He waited for me. Or I should say 25 years, maybe. He waited for me 25 years to realize that what I wanted to do. And I still didn't do it. And he gave it to somebody else. And it's okay. I can take that because I didn't do it. And that's the lesson that you have to learn in that. It doesn't hurt that somebody else did it. It hurts the fact that I let my dream die. Because it got picked up by somebody else though. And I let my dream die because I let somebody talk me out of my dreams because it didn't happen the way that I wanted to happen. I let my dream die because I wanted to go to Spelman. I didn't go to Spelman. I went to Michigan State. Could I have still practiced pre-law? I should have. And when I came back from that boring internship at Cincinnati, I had a good time with my roommates and my coworkers though. But when I came back from that boring internship at Toyota, I should have changed my major then. I was trying to run out of school for some reason. I don't know. I should have changed my major and went to pre-law then. I had the opportunity, but because I was trying to hurry up, because I was trying to hurry up and get out of school, I majored in something I didn't even like, that I hated. And my dream died and God gave it to somebody else. Two other Black women, matter of fact. And I'm proud of them. I cheered for them on their posts and everything else because I saw that this it was put inside of me when I was 13 years old that a Black woman was going to have the top highest sports contract ever to be negotiated. And guess what? Like 25 to almost 30 years later, it happened. But God wasn't going to wait on me. He put it in me, but I let it die. Countless of years. God is not going to keep on waiting. I'm a true testament of that. I'm a true testament of that. Learn from me. God is not going to wait for you. I had that dream when I was 13 years old. I am 42. Last year, two black women did it. One in well, this year, um, a black woman's gonna do it for basketball. Last year, a black woman did it in football. That was supposed to be me. That was supposed. I had that dream at 13, but I let it die. So God gave it to somebody else. So, like I said, does it hurt that somebody else has it? No, it hurt because I let that dream die, and it was supposed to be for me, and I let it puff the magic dragon. I can laugh about it now, but it sure did hurt when I just, I didn't pursue, my dreams. And people say, well, you can still do it and everything. I know I probably could. I just know probably I could, but in this juncture of my life, it's like I changed, so I changed so many different things and done so many different things. It's like, how do you get back to that, right? Especially when life has given you all of this stuff in the mix, children, husband, the bills, the this. If I would have did it when I was fast and free, been so much easier. Now it'd be tougher. Not saying it couldn't get done, but it'd be tougher. Do I still want to do it? Do I still have a love for it? Absolutely. And I'm a nerd, so I would want to go to law school and have that law school experience. Um, and I'm not gonna take no student loans though. I can't anyway. I exhausted that. But that's the thing. It's feeling like everything that I've tried to do outside of my dream has been blocked because I let that ultimate dream die in me. But God let somebody else have it 25, 30 years later. So don't sit on it. If something is burning inside of you and you know this is what you're supposed to do, but struggles and things and life keeps throwing you off, that's what it's a test. And I failed. I failed that test because I let every opportunity slip by me and threw me off. From my stepmother talking me out of it, saying they weren't gonna pay for me to go to college, so I had to stay in state. Because it wasn't Spelman, let me say, because it wasn't Spelman, I decided and I walked around Michigan State for 2 years, aimlessly not knowing what I wanted to do. Then I chose the most boringest profession ever in supply chain, knowing that that didn't fit my personality at all. I was chasing money. When you chase money, it throws you off your path because you're supposed to chase your purpose. And I didn't chase my purpose. Then when I had to hurry up and get out of school, I still could have went to law school, had another chance. Took the LSAT and I failed it. Now the LSAT is a test, okay? The LSAT is is 8 to 12 hours, y'all. And my brain shut down at hour 5 because we was in there for 8 hours. My brain shut down at hour 5. I didn't have the brain stamina. But once again, I did not properly prepare for that test. I think I may have started studying a month out. Now I do pick up a lot of information quickly, but that was a lot of information to only get it within a month. I would say 3 to 6 months to study for that. Three being like hard nosed 8 to 12 hours a day studying. Did I have time to do that at that time? Yes, I was still living at home. I didn't really have nothing but my car insurance and my cell phone bill. That's all I was paying. So, but did I want to go out and party with my friends and do other things? I did that. I did, instead of studying for that test, and I failed it. Did I go back and take it again? No, because I felt so defeated. And because I failed it that one time, I didn't pass the test, that I just let it go once again. That was 4 times I let my dream go. 4 opportunities, right? Then once I got older, I went and got another degree in something I don't even like. Instead of going to law school, once again, I missed my opportunity 5 times that I can count. God gave me 5 chances. Actually, more than that. But at that point, I had exhausted all the student loan money. But I wasn't a good steward of my money. If I was, I would have been able to pay for law school. 6 chances. Probably gave me about 10. That's what I can just remember for right now. So whatever's inside of you is supposed to be here. But if you do not progressively take action and work through the struggle and the suffering and the trials and tribulations to put it out here, God will give it to somebody else. I am a true testament of that. I'm happy and I clap for those Black women that did those sports contracts, because that was supposed to be me. I had that dream at 13. But God, I can count 7 times I had a chance to change the trajectory of my life, and I still did not do anything with it. 7 times, God gave me 7 chances, and gave it to somebody else. Can't be mad at that. Only can be mad at myself. So that's time. Sometimes we are in situations that we're in because of the choices that we make. God gives us the tools, gives us the opportunities, chance at the chance. Like I said, I probably had about 10, but I can remember 7 chances that I had. 7 chances to do what I was supposed to do before anybody else was even doing it. And if I would have pursued that from the age of 18 up until now, as determined as I am, oh, I would have been negotiating contracts. I would have been had high dollar contracts by now. But it was I let it die. I'm gonna get off that because I've been on here for a long time. So last thing, Philippians 4:13, which says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Because you can. Life is tough, but you're tougher. And Christ can strengthen you. I'm a Christian woman. Whatever it is that strengthens you. Um, and you know what? A lot of times it's not just your spiritual realm, and sometimes you need physical, and a lot of times God puts those people in our lives, and you know in in situations where we might even not even know these people, but they come and they give us a word, right? um they give us a word. Sometimes we have to ask for help, for the strength. I know especially as women, we super women. We wear the S on our chest. I got an S right now, right here. We wear the S on our chest all the time. But sometimes it's just good to ask for help, and that gives you strength. I've always been that person that shoulder everything. I know some of y'all watch my workout videos. I go crazy. I do that in real life though too. I take on too much too soon, everybody's everything, and I don't want to ask for help because I feel like I'm a burden, that nobody's going to help me, nobody's going to do it like me, blah, 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 blah. Like I got all the answers, and I don't. So when life throws you lemons, what you think I'm going to say? Nope. I'm not going to say You make lemonade. When life throws you lemons, sit them at God's feet for Him to guide the way when you don't know what to do. Because a lot of times we get these lemons and we think we're supposed to make lemonade, but we might be supposed to make something else with those lemons. We don't have all the answers. That's the point. We don't have all the answers. Where does the answers come from? Where do the answers come from when life gets tough and we don't want to ask for help? We don't want to lean on nobody. Where does the answers come from? You know, whatever it is that you believe in, I'm a Christian woman, so I go to God first. I didn't used to, is to go to other people or do, well, I should try to figure it out on my own. I wouldn't go to other people. But now I have other people that I can rely on. And I'm not afraid to ask for help anymore. It took me a long time to realize that the people around me makes me stronger when I lean on them like they lean on me. Everybody don't have to lean on me all the time. I can lean sometimes. Let me lean. Let me lean, you know? Let me lay down. Let me rest in other people's help, you know? And I had to get over myself because I don't know it all. Yes, I read, I do all those things. I know a lot of stuff. I got 3 degrees. I got all of that. Still want a law, and not one of them a law degree. But whatever. We gonna get past that. Do I know a lot of things, but I don't know everything. And I can't figure out everything. I have to rely on which strengthens me, which are which is God and other people that are positive influences in my life that only want to see me win and who are not yes people. One thing about me and my circle, I don't have nobody that's going to just tell me yes to everything. Nobody. I can't even count on no hands how many people that's in my circle that are yes people. Because I'm not a yes person. You attract the same energy. So I have a lot of people that, you know, that uplift me, that helps me, that, that I'm now figuring out at 42. Because up until last year, I wasn't asking asking for no help. I was trying to shoulder it all, and it can be a lot of pressure. So where do you get your answers from when you don't know the answers? Who do you rely on when life gets tough and you need to be tougher? Do you go and seek the opportunities? What do you do? Right? I go and I have a prayer closet, which is my closet. And I sit in there and I speak to God first, but I also give room for Him to speak to me. And a lot of times we're not leaving room because a lot of us pray, but my pastor said this yesterday. That's crazy. I'm saying it again. But a lot of us, I get what he was saying though. A lot of us pray and say a lot of words, but we don't sit still to listen for the answers, for the solutions, for, the guidance that we need, the strength that we need. We're wailing out, we're calling out, we're praising and doing all those things. And what you should do, but how many times do you sit quiet enough? How many times do you sit quiet enough to hear that inner voice of the Holy Spirit or whatever it is that you call it, or that voice from God telling you the instructions on what to do when life gets tough? A lot of people don't wait for that because we always got the answers. And that's what's wrong with society today. Nobody wants to rely on anything or anybody but themselves for the answers. When we all know, we should know that heterogeneous ideas and solutions become the best outcomes. We should know that. That's a business practice. Everybody that think the same, I forgot what it's called. Group think. Everybody that has group think and think the same, lame. Everybody, yes, people, everybody just going with the flow. That's not the best outcome. When you have different opinions, different ways to do things, and you come together and be able to put that solution together, has the best outcomes. So you have to go to different sources, being the first source being God or whoever it is that you worship. Then those people that are around you that support you, because you should have a fierce circle around you, especially if you are a person of a particular age. Just saying. But I'm gonna get off my soapbox. So know that you can continue to pursue your dreams through the darkest times. It may seem dark right now, but can you be the light in your own tunnel? Can you see through that darkness and see opportunities besides what's going on right then and there where you're standing? Can you see past that? The thing is, you can only see the stars in the dark anyway. So don't be afraid of the dark. It's the only way you see the stars is through the darkness. When there's, all these lights around, the stars are, okay, you can barely see them. Because all them lights can be confusion, can be the decisions that we're making, the opportunities that we're missing, that's clouding the stars. So if you are in darkness, understand that the stars are there. You just got to look up. How many times do you look up instead of down in your situation? That's the question. But, I'm off my soapbox. I'm going to use this as a post tomorrow. You can only see the stars in the dark anyway, so don't be afraid of the dark. Don't use that. That's mine. This is copywritten today. So I bid you adieu, and I'll see you tomorrow for Real Estate Tuesday. I still got work to do. I'm about to burn the midnight oil. I don't know how long I'm going to stay up, but I got to get some things done. I took a 5-hour energy. So no telling, the last time I took one late, I couldn't go to sleep at all, but it's okay. Sometimes you got to lose some sleep to get what you want. It is what it is. So bid you adieu. You have a blessed night, and see you tomorrow on Real Estate Tuesday.